2025 has become the year where people are making more money than ever and somehow feeling poorer than ever. Credit card debt has hit record highs, and savings accounts, they're earning less than the inflation that's quietly eating them away. This is the paradox of 2025. Today, we're going to look at 5 of the numbers that define the financial landscape of this year. But more importantly, we'll uncover what they really say about our habits, our psychology, and who we've become as a society. Part 1. The Illusion of Small Debt. According to a report from Morgan Stanley, the average buy now, pay later user carries about $760 in outstanding balances. That number doesn't sound huge, but it's the doorway to a much bigger problem. The problem with BNPL isn't just financial, it's psychological. A $100 pair of shoes might make you hesitate, but 4 payments of $25 each? That feels harmless, like the price of a coffee every week. The trap is when you have 8 to 10 of these small loans running at once. Suddenly, those tiny payments add up to $250 to $300 a month, the exact amount you could have been putting into your 401 or an ETF. And the consequences aren't so small. A 2024 Federal Reserve report revealed something alarming. Nearly 1 in 4 BNPL users has missed a payment. Just one missed payment can hit you with a $20 to $40 late fee. Worse, some BNPL companies have started reporting late payments to credit bureaus, meaning that a harmless $40 monthly balance could actually hurt your credit score, affecting your ability to get a mortgage or a car loan in the future. So what can you do? Follow the 2% rule. Never let your total monthly BNPL payments exceed 2% of your income. If you earn $2,000 a month, your absolute limit is $40. Go beyond that, and it's time to stop. Part 2. The Silent Cash Crisis. According to data from the Federal Reserve's FRED database, more than $18 trillion is currently sitting idle in U.S. commercial bank accounts. 18 trillion. It's a massive number, and most of that money is quietly losing value every single day. Here's the shocking part. 82% of Americans don't use high-yield savings accounts. They're still keeping their money in traditional savings accounts, earning an average of just 0.4% a year. Let's put that into perspective. If you have $5,000 in a regular savings account at a big bank earning 0.4% interest, after a year you'll make about $20. That's enough for a few cups of coffee. Now imagine you spend 15 minutes opening an online high-yield savings account that pays around 4.5% annually. With the same $5,000, you'd earn $225 in a year, a difference of $205. That's the cost of inaction. So what's the solution? Use the 3-bucket system. Bucket 1. The living bucket. It should hold 1-2 months of living costs and exists purely for flexibility, such as paying bills, groceries, and everyday needs. Bucket 2. The safety bucket. This is your emergency fund, holding 3-6 months of expenses, and it must be kept in a high-yield savings account. This money isn't for spending, it's your financial safety net when life throws you a curveball. Bucket 3. The growth bucket. This is your future, your freedom fund. Whatever's left after filling the first 2 buckets goes here. That means ETFs, index funds, or retirement accounts. Part 3. The $1,000 wake-up call. In previous Bankrate surveys, more than half of Americans said they couldn't cover a $1,000 emergency expense. And this year, the picture hasn't improved much. Only 46% now have enough savings to last 3 months. Another 30% have some savings, but not enough to last that long, and 24% have none at all. What's even more concerning is that 37% of Americans had to tap into their emergency savings in the past year, mostly for everyday essentials like bills, car repairs, or medical costs. That's the reality behind the numbers. In one of the wealthiest countries in the world, millions of people are living just 1 broken car, 1 medical bill, or 1 missed paycheck away from financial crisis. And the impact is very real. First, there's what I call the debt domino effect. Without an emergency fund, credit cards often become the only safety net. But with average interest rates above 20%, a $1,000 balance can quickly snowball, a cycle that's hard to escape once it starts. But the cost goes beyond money. A person without a financial cushion loses long-term opportunities. Without that safety net, we can't afford to quit a toxic job, start a business, or move to a new city for a better opportunity. It's time to change how we see it. An emergency fund isn't just something that's nice to have. It's the foundation of financial independence. So how do you build one? First, define what actually counts as an emergency. It's not a weekend sale or the newest phone release. It's anything that directly affects your ability to live or work, such as job loss, an accident, illness, car trouble, or home repairs. Second, remember this: consistency matters more than amount. Don't get discouraged if you can't save $1,000 right away. Start with $20 a week and automate it. By the end of the year, you'll have over $1,000 saved. Part 4. The new reality of home ownership. For generations, owning a home has been the pinnacle of the American dream, a symbol of stability and success. But today, for many people, it's starting to feel less like security and more like a heavy financial burden. According to the National Association of Realtors (NAR), the median age of first-time homebuyers has now reached 40 years old, a full decade older than it was in the early 1992. Data from Redfin shows that the median home price in the US has climbed to around $447,000. To afford that home responsibly, a buyer would need an annual income of at least $112,000, roughly $25,000 higher than the median household income. So, more and more young and middle-aged adults are choosing to rent and invest the difference rather than locking themselves into a 30-year mortgage just for the feeling of ownership. So, how should we navigate this new reality? First, if you decide to buy, commit. Buying a home only makes financial sense if you plan to stay there for at least 5 years, ideally 10. That time frame helps offset massive transaction costs like realtor commissions, appraisal fees, and closing costs, while also allowing the market enough time to appreciate naturally. Buying and selling too quickly is often a recipe for loss. Second, calculate the total cost of ownership, not just the monthly mortgage. Add property taxes, which can easily reach thousands per year, homeowners insurance, maintenance costs. The rule of thumb is 1% of the home's value per year. And most importantly, opportunity cost, the potential returns you'd earn if that money were invested in the stock market instead. If your total housing costs exceed 30–35% of your monthly income, you're not buying stability, you're buying stress. And finally, free yourself from social pressure. Don't buy a home just because you've reached that age or because your friends are doing it. Renting is not a failure. In many cases, it's an incredibly smart financial move. It gives you flexibility to relocate for better opportunities and frees up capital to invest in higher growth assets. Part 5. The truth about the savings rate. Let me ask you this. If you had two options, which one would you choose? A. Earn a 10% return every year, but save only 5% of your income. B. Earn just a 1% return, but save 10% of your income. Most people would pick A because 10% sounds smarter, more investor-like. But here's the surprise. Person B ends up richer. Let's do the math. Assume both people make $100,000 a year. Person A saves 5%, that's $5,000, and earns 10% annually. After 10 years, they'll have around $79,000. Person B saves 10%, $10,000, but earns only 1%. After 10 years, they'll have about $105,000. Person B wins. Here's the final and most important lesson I want you to take away. In the early stages of your financial journey, how much you save matters way more than how much you earn from investments. So make it easy on yourself. Set up automatic savings. And whenever you get a raise, save half of it before you even have a chance to get used to spending the extra money. $760 in BNPL debt, $18 trillion in idle cash, 60% of Americans without $1,000 in savings, age 40 as the new first-time homebuyer. And the truth about the savings rate, these numbers don't lie, but they don't change anything either. What changes is what you do after seeing them. So, what will you do? If you found this video helpful, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.